Mr. Copa, do you have any announcement?
Yes.
I-share ko lang pala. Sorry.
Sige, okay po. Sige.
Chairman Karen, those who are asking, may nagtanong yata kanina sa ano na if they will get a certificate. Yes, if they will issue a certificate of attendance, provided po na ma-fill up nyo yung survey form kasi survey form is really important to us kung anong mga training, seminars, and webinars na i-offer namin na ma-maximize na makakatulong sa mga members. So please wait until we have sent all the fill up form with the architect Karen. Yun lang po.
Opo. Pakipilapan po ng maayos yung pangalan nyo para mailagay po ng tama dun sa certificate. Salamat po. Mr. Copa, Jason.
Salamat, Chair Karen.
Kayo na po.
Okay po. Gusto ko pong imbitahan kayo lahat sa activity po ng FPEA para sa blood donation program sa darating na October 4, 3 to 8 p.m. po. Punta lang po kayo sa Hamad Hospital. Kung gusto po, mag-register po kayo. Mayroon po tayong registration link, Google link. Para po sa lahat ng nasa Qatar. Kayo po welcome na mag-donate ng inyong mga gintong dugo. Salamat po.
Okay, salamat po, Mr. Jason. And then, Ma'am Kopi, Ma'am Cecilia, do you have any announcement?
Nakamute.
Nakamute si Ma'am.
Okay. Okay na. Yes. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. The Committee on Publication and Information is pleased to announce that the Filipino Planning Engineers Association, FPEA, is fully active on Facebook and x.com, Instagram, and YouTube. So, sa lahat po ng mga activities natin, future activities, so makikita po natin yung mga posting sa ating mga social media. At meron po rin tayong WhatsApp to contact the COME. Nandiyan po yung mobile number ng WhatsApp. So anytime po makaka-inquire po kayo kung ano yung mga inquiries po niyo for any activities.
Magpo-post po kami ng mga coming up activities sa Facebook, Instagram, and we have LinkedIn, right?
Yung sa LinkedIn, under process pa. So
Okay.
At sa ating publication, meron tayong every month na mga articles, technical articles. So hintayin na lang po yun sa ipopost natin sa Facebook. Yan lang po. Thank you.
Okay, salamat po. And then Miss Jean? Para sa membership, may mga nanghihingi yata.
Yun po, kung may mag-member po ulit, you can contact po. The contact information is flashed on your screens. You can send WhatsApp 974-719-30504 or through email po, fpeamembership@gmail.com po. And anytime po, I'm going to be available to answer your inquiries or you want to learn to know more about the organization. Thank you.
Salamat po sa ating mga board of members. Ito po ang
Madam Karen.
ating number. Ito po ang ating number.
Anyway po, I would like to acknowledge po, parang nakita ko po kanina dito si Engineer Si Mr. Williamson Mangubat. Sir, ito na po yung hinihintay yung webinar. So there are upcoming programs, workshops and trainings on next month. So hope to see you again po.
Yes, sir. Bali, inaano pa namin, niluluto pa po namin
Chair
yung mga
Karen, nakamute
advance.
ka po ata.
Ay, wala kang narinig?
Meron.
Ayun.
Meron.
Bali, niluluto pa po namin yung mga advance seminar. Ipopost po namin siya lahat sa Facebook, sa Instagram. So, follow us.
Yes.
Okay. Gaya nga po ng sabi kanina ni Sir Alan Algado. Actually, isa po ako sa buhay na patunay na ang planning, project management ay isa sa pinakamaganda ang sahod sa Middle East. Totoo po yun. Kaya mag-register na po kayo.
Libre ka naman dyan, Architect Karen.
Sige, sir.
Ambunan mo naman kami.
Ambunan ko kayo, sir. Pag sumahod.
Anyway,
Walang
huwag po
problema
kayong
dyan.
aalis muna ha dahil yung susunod po ay mas malupit ang
Yes.
ating susunod na resource speaker. Believe ako dyan. Kahit napakalayo, very active sa FPEA. Really appreciate
totoo po.
si Sis
Correct,
April. And
correct.
then really, what she will represent, what she will teach us now is about 4BM is also currently and widely used sa larangan ng project management. So, I encourage everyone to stay put and really listen to her.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We still have
Okay.
5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes. 2:30
So,
magsisimula na po tayo.
Kape-kape muna dyan kung anong ano dyan. Tubig.
Makapagkape nga muna.
Music. Walang music si Phil.
Sir Phil, yung pangmalakasang music naman natin dyan.
Okay, ipi-play na natin ng malakas ng music.
Kirin. Baka pwede na natin ipadala yung link doon sa first leg ng ating webinar para makapag fill up na ng survey form. Kasi baka makalimutan.
So sa ano po sa last may time naman tayo mag-fill up. Saglit
hindi
lang
sila
naman yan.
Hindi sila individual.
Hindi isahan na po.
Isa ka na.
Ilan lang naman yun? 13 ano lang naman. Hindi naman sobrang haba.
Okay.
Sir Jason, pa-share screen na po pa-share screen na po.
Shout out po sa mga nasa Pilipinas. It's about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alas 7 na po ng gabi dyan. Konting tiisa lang po. At
May bago na po tayong certificate.
Yes. Shout out kay Ma'am Ann Mirador and kay Sir. Maraming salamat po. Nandito ang mag-asawa. Very supportive. And our first VP. Dr. Arlan Beltran. Welcome, sir. Mark Joy, Donna, I hope you're from Philippines, right? Kay Sir
Yes, sir, perfect, sir.
Edgar Domingsil. Sir, welcome, sir. Engineer Vic Bago. Sir Marvin Suringa.
Yes, sir, Boss Alan.
Melissa Ortigera. Welcome mga sir, ma'am. Nice to see you here. Banjola, si Sir Dio. Welcome, sir. Teka lang, ba't hindi ko basot sa salamin ko? Welcome po mga sir. Miss Jasmine Lopez. Welcome, ma'am. Nandito kanina si John Lloyd Cruz, Hindi na, nawala na. Sana makita yung photo ni Sir John Lloyd Cruz. Meron tayong celebrity na naka-attend dito. Sir Benson Hermojeno, I know you're from SA. Welcome, sir. Alfonso Corpus, Lori De La Cruz, Treasurer, Sir Nestor, na nag-uwin ng mga medalya sa kakatakbo. Sir John Humphrey, welcome, sir. Invictus Fiesta, Sir Invictus, parating maaga. And yes, Sir Emil, ay nako, si Sir Emil Manalo, ang isa po sa founding member namin na nasa Pilipinas. Welcome, sir. Maraming salamat at naka-attend ka kahit ikaw parang nagmamaneho pa uwi.
Si Sir Emil.
Sir Emil. Mama Noraisa Limpangan. Nahuta Limpangan. Ba, dalawa sila. Sir John Salcedo, welcome, sir, from Philippines. Dorothy Bugatwa. Wow.
We have only 1 minute remaining.
Yes. Sir Jason Buenconsejo, welcome. Sir Ismael Erasmo, baka gusto mo magbenta ng mga ano natin dyan, apparels. You can now ask the attendees here if they want, like what I'm wearing now, jacket with the pay embroidery. Engineer Jerry Manglikmot, welcome, sir. Sir Larry Tamayo, Jeffrey Perlas, Sir Greg Balieta ng New Zealand, welcome, sir. I hope we can see your face here. Engineer Alfonso Corpus, Mary Chris Arnaiz ng Qatar. Ang ating kaisa-isang niyong Miss Maria Fatima. Welcome, sir. Ay, welcome, ma'am. Sorry, welcome, ma'am. Okay, that's it. Take the floor, Chair.
Okay. Ma'am. Okay. So, tinatawagan ko po si Sir Angelo na ipakilala ang ating second speaker. Si Mr. Angelo po ang President ng Toastmaster and PRO ng EPEA. So, Mr. Angelo.
Salamat po.
FPA Toastmasters.
Salamat po. So, good afternoon and good evening, everyone.
Yes,
me-
good evening.
Let me introduce
Good evening,
our
good evening.
second speaker. Engineer April Angela A. Santos, a seasoned planning engineer with 14 years of experience in the construction industry, is here to share her expertise on harnessing the transformative power of 4D Building Information Modeling or BIM. As a graduate of the Mapua Institute of Technology With a bachelor's degree in civil engineering, Engineer April has worked on a diverse range of projects, including major infrastructure developments, airport expansions, and the construction of a renowned theater. Her passion for driving construction excellence has led her to become a certified trainer for Synchro 4D Pro, a cutting-edge BIM software that integrates the time dimension into project planning and execution. Engineer April's deep understanding of 4D BIM and her dedication to the industry are further demonstrated by her memberships in the Association for the Advancement of Cost Engineering, or AACE, since 2018, and the Filipino Planning Engineers Association, FPEA, since 2020. In this insightful presentation, Engineer April will share her experiences and practical strategies on how 4D BIM can serve as a time machine to optimize construction schedules and workflows. Attendees can expect to gain valuable insights and takeaways that will empower them to harness the power of 4D BIM in their own construction projects, leading to increased productivity, reduced delays, and better cost control. Join us for an exploration of the transformative potential of 4D BIM and discover how it can revolutionize the way you approach construction project management. Now, a round of applause to our science speaker, Engineer April Angela A. Santos.
Okay.
Hi,
Thank you. Thank
good
you.
evening. Thank you. Thank you po for that introduction. Well, medyo pinaganda yung introduction ko, pero I'm not as ano ba tawag doon, as decorated as Doc Elvin, ano. So good afternoon, good evening. Good evening po sa lahat, and thank you po for attending this webinar, first webinar of FPEA in the year for this year. Okay, so yung presentation ko po tonight, this afternoon is I titled this The Time Machine, Leveraging 4D BIM to Optimize Construction Schedules and Workflows. So yeah. Wait lang. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Ayan. So just a bit of maybe parang background. My background, aside from what Engineer Angelo mentioned earlier. So and like my background and my yung path ko on how I get to being a 4D planner as of today. So in 2006, I am a graduate of civil engineer from Mapua, and I can see some of my classmates in the audience. Si Maureen, si Herbert, shout out ko lang. And si John Salcedo. Yan, mga classmates ko yan nung sa Mapua. So we are all civil engineers. And then in the Philippines, I worked as a civil engineer under a consultancy firm under the Water Resources Department. No? So from that company, I started to learn the basics of project management. No? And then in 2010, I transferred to Singapore. I transferred to Singapore, and then I started working there as a planning engineer. So mostly parang halos lahat ng mga companies na napasukan ko is mga contractors, no? So my projects included like yung expressways, cable tunnels, and several MRT stations or yung mga train stations in Singapore. So I've started learning, or maybe like a hands-on training on 3D modeling or or on the realm of BIM kung tinatawag natin. When I took a training from BCA Academy, which is the Revit structure. So doon ako nagsimula na maging aware sa mga BIM softwares or BIM terminologies, mga ganon. And then when I joined the company in 2018, that's when I started handling 4D. So yung ginagamit naming software is SynchroPro, no? SynchroPro. And then hanggang sa na-develop yung knowledge ko about 4D. And then in 2021, as part of, I was a member of PICE Singapore on that year, 2021. And then because PICE Singapore is a qualified training facility of Bentley, so they were looking for members that can be a trainer for a Bentley software. Then Bentley acquired Synchro. Kaya yun. Then I tried to being as a trainer for Synchro. So as luck, I guess, is nakapasa naman ako as a qualified trainer for Bentley. And then nakahandle na din ako ng ilang trainings for that specific software. And then in 2021, also for that year, late 2021, I moved to Hong Kong to work as a full-time 4D planner. So my projects includes a airport terminal expansion, and mga projects ko ngayon doing 4D, and also a theater building here in Hong Kong. So medyo na fully maximize namin yung benefits in terms of 4D. So that is me working. I would start, let's say, like starting working as a planning engineer and then working towards as a 4D planner. Oops. And medyo masabi ko lang, by the year of 2020, no, when I joined FPEA, masingit ko lang, no, FPEA. That's when I joined FPEA. And yeah, well, even if I am a planning engineer and have been using Primavera as my software as well, I attended FPEA trainings, FITP trainings by FPEA, and may nakukuha pa din ako ng mga may nakukuha ako na dagdag knowledge when in terms of the application of the software, practical applications of the software, and the software itself, yung mga best practices in terms of software. So may singit ko lang yun by the year of 2020. So that's how FPEA helped me maybe become more knowledgeable about being a planner and by the use of Primavera. Okay. So moving forward sa ating presentation, no? Hopefully I can give a presentation na medyo mabilis, no? So ito yung content ng ating presentation. So first is we need to understand what is 4D BIM, ano ba 4D BIM, and what are the benefits of 4D. Then here I wanted to maybe share like a case study using 4D, but I think when you search the web or in YouTube, madami kayong makikita ng mga case studies. And so maybe after the last topic of my presentation, maybe I'll just give you like a hands-on demo on how 4D would start working at a 4D model. Ayun. And the next is implementing 4D. What are the, perhaps like, ano ba yung mga steps on how to best execute a 4D? If you wanted to start an as a 4D planner, or your company wanted to start doing 4D? And lastly, what is the future of 4D? Sorry. Oops, sorry. Okay. Does anyone know about 4D? Meron ba kayong idea about 4D? What 4D is? Or meron ba kayong nakikita ng mga videos like this? Maybe you
Ako,
can
Miss April, yung 4D, na-experience ko lang yan sa sinian. May minsan may tubig na tumatalsik pa yan.
Ay, nakakahilo. But in 4D in construction, sino po sa mga attendees has seen or experienced doing 4D model? Meron po ba? Or mga tulog na po kayo? Sir Alfonso, okay, basic. Oops. Miss Karen, pwede pa-back sa previous slide? Yeah, sa YouTube. Okay, ayan. So, I think siguro, I'm not sure if tulog na yung mga attendees natin or hindi pa sila nakakita ng mga ng 4D simulation, no? But this is an example of a 4D simulation, no? This video, we call it simulation. Okay. Okay, so ano ba bakit tinawag na 4D? So, meron tayong 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, I think hanggang 10D pa in other countries or in other firms. So, I think when we say 2D, ito yung mga tinatawag na mga plan drawings, no? Or in terms of Gantt chart, or in terms of planning, yung Gantt chart, or yung mga documents natin, yun yung mga 2D na tinatawag natin. And then 3D, which is the model, ito yung may XYZ, kaya siya 3D kasi 3-dimensional, ano? 3-dimensional siya. So XYZ siya. So this is a BIM model. So a BIM model can be parametric or non-parametric, no? Parametric means the parameters within the model. So in planning terms, can be yung mga user fields, resources, yan. And then when we talk about 4D, we introduce the concept of time into the 3D, into 3D. So 3D plus time or program information natin, and then that would comprise what we call 4D, a 4D model. Okay. Then I think 5D would be cost. Okay, so maybe I'm not sure if how young our attendees are, but maybe for some of those that have construction experiences, no, these are some of the challenges for traditional construction. So first is time management, no. So time management kasi hindi natin masyadong in a project, no, mas lalo na kapag malaki yung project natin, there will be like thousands and thousands of activities in a single project. So this could maybe hindi natin nakikita yung accuracy of the program. Yan. So, and communication gaps. So how would you relay the program to your project team? Would it be in terms of like you will just give out the whole program? Yung P6, yung Gantt chart na sinasabi natin, bibigay mo lang ba sa project team mo yun for them to analyze? Or would you have or you would interpret that program into something like dashboards? Yun. Resource allocation. So, dahil nga I think na hindi medyo visible or visual yung ating Gantt chart na nakikita is minsan hindi siya resource allocated. So hindi natin talaga na oversee natin yung dependency dependency ng ating mga or dependency ng ating mga activities, no? Kaya hindi natin nakikita yung dapat na tamang pagkakasunod ng mga activities natin because I would say like because there's no like resources, hindi siya visible. Okay, and then clash detection. So sometimes in a project may sabihin natin ba may gumagawa ng structural works, then may isang gumagawa ng architectural works. So minsan hindi natin nalilink yung mga activities na yon properly. So in terms of sa tingin natin if we look into the Gantt chart, tama yung program. But in reality, hindi siya pwedeng gawin kasi magka-clash yung mga sabihin natin resources or yung mga spatial coordination is wala because hindi nga siya visual. So these are some of the challenges for traditional construction. Would you agree, guys? Okay.
Yes. Agree,
So
agree,
why?
agree.
Thank you for that po. So bakit ba as katulad ko because I've been talking about 4D for the last maybe since I've started using 4D, and I'm really promoting the benefits of doing 4D. So what is what is really like 4D? So 4D has a power. So this is you can, as you can see from the previous video, you can really visualize like the construction sequence of the whole program. Ayan, visualizing the timeline and identifying potential issues. Like what I've said earlier, ma-identify mo if there will be like clashes in the program, you can correct it right away. No, hindi yung on the actual execution of the activity itself, doon yung palang malalaman, ay hindi pala pwedeng gawin to kasi may ginagawa pang ganito. Ayan. Okay. So that is what 4D can bring. Okay. So, yan. So gagawa tayo sa benefits of 4D, no? Share naman natin kung discuss naman natin kung yung benefits of 4D. Okay. So this is another type of simulation. So as you can see here, like nandito yung Gantt chart, merong earned value graph here, which is cost-loaded into the program. And meron dito mga user field graph, which is like sabihin na natin na resources. Okay. Okay, so gising pa ang lahat?
Yes po.
Yes po.
I'll take over the screen. I'll take over the screen muna, Miss Karen, okay? Wait lang. I'll share my screen and then I will give you some exercise. Makikita niyo po ba yung aking screen?
Yes po.
Okay, balik tayo dito sa slides. So we'll have like a exercise, no? So role-playing tayo. Nakikita niyo po ba yung PowerPoint?
Wala po.
Hindi. Okay, wait lang.
Wala po.
Ayan na lang. Ayan. Nakikita niyo na po?
Isang slide lang po.
Isang slide, yes. Isang slide lang. So, imagine that you are a new joiner in an oil and gas project. So you were given a task to review the correctness of a program. Okay.
Miss
Marami
April,
po-
maliit.
Maliit po.
Yes. Half screen maliit eh.
Maliit ba? Oh,
Yung PowerPoint mismo maliit.
mismo maliit. Bakit kaya?
PowerPoint maliit.
Yan po, malaki na po. Malaki na po. Malaki mukha.
So, ganito na lang. So, parang Sino po ba dito ay yung mga nasa oil and gas?
Ako,
Oil and,
nasa gasoline station ako. Oil and gas din yun, di ba?
oil and gas. Sige.
Sila po. Sila po. Sila po.
Kailan ka sa start?
Okay. Sige. I'm not sure if you, hopefully you can see, nakita niyo po yung folder ko?
Yes po.
Folder,
Okay,
yes.
so meron tayong mga images dito. So for example, si Miss Karen yung Engineer Karen yung architect Karen, yung inyong boss.
Architect. Mhm.
Then she will give you like some documents to review. Ayan, kita niyo po?
Yun pa rin, maliit pa rin.
Maliit, ma'am. Dalawa po siguro screen nyo.
Maliit.
Hindi
Kaya maliit.
Tanggalin mo yung isang screen.
Teka lang po, wait lang.
Pag kayo lang malaki, pero pagka sinishare, maliit.
Mahal na yun yung ano ko.
Sir Enel, dumating na oh.
Ito po.
The same pa rin.
Maliit
merong
pa din?
dumaan.
Bakit kaya maliit?
Share nyo sa akin, ma'am. Ako na lang mag-share.
Oh, sige. Wait lang.
Sir Emil, saan ka pupunta? Nag-drive ka? Saan ka pupunta, Sir Emil?
Yan. Miss Karen, na ano ko na? Na-send ko sa'yo yung images siya.
Pauwi pa lang po ako. Pauwi pa lang.
Ingat ka.
Sige, share ko na po. Ayun.
Okay na po ba?
Ito. Ito.
Ayan.
Teka, ano po ba yung una? Ang una, ito.
Sige, images. Ayan. Maybe I can try.
Sige po, try nyo.
Ayan. So, Karen will, as our boss, will share itong mga, wala pa siyang yung next na button. Ayan, ito pala. So, ibibigay niya tong program of an oil and gas project, no? For you to review yung accuracy of the program, the schedule. Given this 2D information, yung program and then yung layout plans. Yan. Do you think, sa tingin niyo po ba, gano'n nyo katagal siguro malalaman kung ano yung errors sa program?
Isang linggo.
Without having any
Kailangan ng
program software.
ng checking yan.
Ayan. So 2D lang yung binigay sa inyo, walang program, hindi siya B6 file. So itong mga printouts lang. Matagal.
Matagal.
Then, Miss Karen, may isa-share uli ako sa inyo isa pa.
O, sige.
Ayan. How about kapag si Miss Karen, si Architect Karen is binigyan kayo nitong simulation? Do you think that it would be easier for you to identify what are incorrect in the program? Siguro mas madali po kapag halimbawa nasa ano kayo no, nasa halimbawa oil and gas. Mas madaling ma-identify kung ano yung mga errors dito, no. Bigyan ko kayo ng isang error, no. Yung nakikita niyo po yung mga pipes dito. Di ba po parang nakalutang siya? Nakalutang siya, so wala siyang plinth. And then, kung babalik kayo dun sa umpisa ng video, itong equipment na to is naka-install na while yung structural slab niya is hindi pa rin na co-construct. So, yan yung mga makikita natin sa reviewing a 4D model, no. Mas madali for, I think, would you agree if I would say that mas madaling makita yung mga ma-review yung program when it is in a simulation form while in a Gantt chart?
Agreed.
Yeah, agree. Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Yan po. Yan. Okay. So, sa work ko, no, kasi nga nakakagawa ko ng mga gumagawa ko ng mga 4D model. So na-experience ko talaga itong mga ganito, yung mga gantong mga errors in the program. Nakikita ko lang siya while doing the 4D model. So this is actually happening in reality. Ayan. Okay. So, balik na po tayo sa ating presentation. Ito na ba yan? Ayan.
Kaya na po control.
Ayan. Oops. Okay. So we can say that 4D is an innovative approach to construction project management, no? Kanina pinag-usapan natin yung project management. 4D is not a mere visualization but can also be used as a part of project management. So hindi lang siya visual. Okay. So ano ba mga benefits of 4D? So it can enhance schedule visualization and conflict detection. Like what our example earlier. So na-identify from the 4D model yung mga errors in a program. So we can see the clear project timeline kung tama. And then with that, so halimbawa may makita nga tayong mali, ma-resolve natin agad yung error na yon proactively. Ayan. And then if there will be like some clashes like what I mentioned earlier, yung structural versus architectural no works, we can use 4D model and then that proactive detection to have an informative decision making. So may basis yung ating decision making why we did that certain decision. Okay. So for example, halimbawa si Architect Karen and I am halimbawa sa structural ako Then for example, sabihin sa akin ni Architect Karen, hindi ko magagawa yung aking task kasi nga meron pang mga halimbawa sabihin natin may mga floors pa na hindi na i-screed ganyan. So with that, I mean that is just an example. But in 4D, we can easily identify that in the early part of the construction, no? hindi yung on the actual execution. Okay. So, and also, so kapag tama na yung ating program, so makakapag-allocate na tayo ng tamang resources din, no? So, and also, I think for, in terms of BIM, because we can actually get quantities from the BIM model, and then we can allocate that directly into the activities. So medyo I would say like my accuracy yung ating quantity takeoffs that we would put into the activities itself, no? And then yeah. So, and then I think if the I would say like maybe because in the BIM model it should be like as complete as the actual building itself. So ma-visualize natin kung ano yung mga works to be done, no? And then as and then kasi nga dapat properly allocated yung resources. So hindi na we would reduce waste, no, in terms of leveling our resources in our program. Ayan. Okay. And then I think one in my current project, no, yung kasi nga I mentioned that we are really seeing the benefits of 4D. So I think this is one of the best benefit of 4D that was given that we received, no, yung fostering collaboration and communication. Okay, so if I created a 4D model, no, then I would give it to like perhaps like a project manager. Then he would see, I mean he would like he would use that 4D model to bring up his like staff or yung mga engineers niya, no, to modify a problem, to solve a problem that he would see in perhaps like in the future. Yun yung nangyayari in my current project. So for example, in the ABWF works or like the architectural works, no, kasi yun yung stage of our current project. So may binigay ako na model, 4D model in a project manager. So napag-aralan niya yung ano. So sabi niya hindi tama yung program na yon, and it cannot be done in that way kasi nga may ang daming mga MEP na alignments na kailangan matapos kasi nasa critical activity na. So he aligned his works properly only basing from the 4D model. Ayun. So it can be a platform for collaboration, and then it also enhanced communication and transparency within the project team. And I think paulit-ulit it can improve like maybe decision making because also of the transparency of the 4D model. Okay. Next is it can be a 4D model can be used as a continuous monitoring and adjustment. Okay, so in my project now, yung overall 4D model is updated monthly. So we have a baseline program with baseline 4D model, and that is compared against the monthly updated program. So nakikita namin yung mga delays doon. Nakikita na namin na our current monthly program was already delayed, no, compared against the baseline. So yeah, so real-time progress monitoring, yun nga, dynamic schedule adjustments. If you've seen an error in the program, you can easily adjust the program. And proactive risk management. Ayan, yung mga hindi natin nakikita, like in the early stages of the project, when you put it in a 4D model, you can easily identify it. And yeah, and you can proactively resolve the risk. Okay. And then improved cost control. So what I've mentioned earlier, yung sa resource allocation, no, if our program is correct, so magiging yung resource allocation natin is would be efficient. Okay, so it would improve yung cost control natin. Ayan. And then I think increased client satisfaction. Okay, I think with not just, but most of the clients now, especially here in Hong Kong, and maybe when I was working back in Singapore, is that the clients are satisfied with how the visual of the 4D model looks like, kung gaano siya kaganda. Okay, so hindi pa nila for now, I guess, hopefully soon, na-appreciate yung 4D model as a project management tool. Okay, but I think in one of the clients here in Hong Kong, talagang yung tinatawag nilang digital twin dito. I'm not sure if you have heard about digital twin, but one of the clients here, big clients here, yung mga gumagawa ng MTR projects, no, is they base their project management into a 4D model. No, may napanood akong parang webinar din nila about digital twins. So they're not really like looking about the asset or the end product, yung kung ano yung station mismo, but how a contractor would construct the project, which is doing a 4D model. Okay. So I hopefully, no, soon, not just visual, yung appreciation ng client, but this one, on-time project delivery. As I mentioned, you can use a 4D model as a project management tool, a cost-effective project execution, and improved communication and transparency between the stakeholders, and I guess high-quality project outcomes. I think this is like the summary of this three. Okay. So ito na yung tinatawag na I would say like maybe my personal approach on how to start a 4D model, or kung gagawa kayo or kung i-apply niyo yung 4D into your projects. Okay, so I think this is some of my maybe summary of my personal experience when I moved here in Hong Kong. Okay. So step 1. So define the project scope and goals. So identify the project objectives, define the project scope, and set realistic expectations. Okay, so when I first arrived here in Hong Kong, yung first task ko is to write down all of the 4D requirements from the tenders, from the current projects that our company is doing, and for the tenders that we are currently doing as well. So sinamarize ko lahat iyon, kung ano yung mga requirements ng mga clients namin. So I think this is like the same thing. Okay, so if you're, for example, one of you attendees will be a 4D planner in the future, how would you start doing a 4D model? So I think this would be just same as like doing a project. ano yung scope ng project, no? Ano yung scope ng scope ng project. And then same as with 4D. Ano yung requirements na hinihingi ng client in terms of 4D? What are the outcomes that the client wants from 4D? Or you as a 4D planner, what are the outcomes that you can provide to improve the project management using 4D as well? Okay. Kasi minsan in the project specifications, hindi siya clear na 4D na as an output from 4D, but you can really take, for example, yung ano ba yung tawag doon? Yung interim payments na lang, no? Though it is interim payments, yung monthly interim payments natin, though it is cost which is considered as 5D, how can you have a monthly monthly forecast payments if you do not put that into a program? Ayan. So minsan hindi siya really defined as 4D, pero makukuha mo siya when you put it in a program or in a 4D. Ayan. Yung mga ganong klase, yung mga ganong mga workaround. So maybe most of us here are part of the project management or have experience doing project management, or just or just aware or only starting project management, no? Yung mga ganong workaround, mas maganda yung mga familiar tayo sa mga ganong workaround, just to para mas ma-appreciate natin kung ano talaga yung hinihingi ng outcome that we can get from the 4D to give it to the project or to the client. And so first is defining yung project scope and goals. 2 is selecting the right software. Okay. There are a lot of 4D capable software out there, but maybe there is Synchro. Hindi ko lang siya na ano dito, no? Merong Synchro, merong Fusor, Navisworks, Bexel, ano pa ba? And there are lots of software really in doing 4D. So maybe you can, one of the, again, getting from my experience when I move here in Hong Kong, is creating a comparison table of each of those softwares, no? Kung ano yung parang capability matrix ng mga software na yun. Kung ano ba yung mga, then as I mentioned sa step 1, nilista ko yung mga hinihingi ng clients when in terms of 4D. Then then yung mga capability ng software, tinali ko kung nagagawa ba ng software na yon yung requirements na yon. So that is what we call like the capability matrix. So maybe you can, I'm not sure, maybe in another FPA training, maybe we can start, we can share like that capability matrix. Maybe. Diba, Architect Karen? I'm not sure. Then ensuring data integration and collaboration. Okay, so I think here in Hong Kong, so I'm based nga in Hong Kong, ano. I think it is medyo malaking part sa kanila yung mga interoperability ng mga information, or yung mga may access ng mga database, yung mga dashboards na ganyan. So and I think I'm not sure in the Middle East, may mga contractors na gumagawa sila ng sarili nilang software just to incorporate like that data integration, no? So meron kaming tinatawag na data lake, mga database na ganyan, data lake, where we store a lot of information, a lot of data from the projects para makapagkuha na namin ng mga information to feed back to the 4D model. Okay. And then that would be like part nung in-establish namin yung 4D standard, or I would say like BIM standard within the company, no? So part yon. So it's not, when we say, maybe kapag sinabi nating BIM, siguro ang unang ang unang pumapasok sa mind natin is yung mga 3D models lang. Would you, I mean, do you, I think yun yung first concept ng BIM, ano, yung mga 3D models. No, but really a BIM is because building information, so that is pure of data. Yung mga data na yan. So we need to have like a storage of that data. Yeah. Then that data can be used also in the 4D BIM, in developing a 4D model. Yun nga yung sinasabi natin na pag, sabihin na natin yung productivity natin, we can perhaps create a database for that productivity database. Mga resources, based on resources, mga ganong mga database pa. Okay. Next is change management and user adoption. Okay, so though marami na kami nagagawa ng mga advances na katulad mga I mentioned earlier, mga software and then mga database na ganyan, there are a lot of people in the projects that are, I would say, like maybe in a traditional mindset pa din. Okay, so how we try to change that traditional mindset? So we reach out to projects. So since I am a trainer for a specific software, so I was able to give them a hands-on training. Yeah. And then from that training, there will be like questions thrown out on how to do this, paano ba gagawin to, is it possible to do this? So nagkakaroon sila ng appreciation on how to do 4D and how 4D can help their everyday activities. Yeah, so we have trainings, and then I think we always have like an open line to projects. Before, no, we have always like an open line to projects if they will have a question on how to do things or something like that. Then continuous improvement, no? Yung ginagawa namin is we learn as we go. Kapag may mali, we search for or research for a solution, ganyan. And thankfully, yung mga software providers na nakakausap namin is they are willing to help naman din kami, no? To ask or provide a solution for our problems. So I think, yeah, I think the training helped a lot with that change management, no? Kasi hindi lang yung mga engineers, yung mga attendees for that training, meron din mga managers. Yun. Kasi mga managers talaga yung mga magbibigay ng mga decision making about ano bang software ang gagamitin, or how would you, ano bang gusto nilang makita sa information na meron kayo or gano'n. Ayun. And then step 5 is overcoming implementation hurdles, no? So as part of our standardization of BIM, no, also, or including 4D, so we have to we have to write like a BIM standards, including 4D, 3D, 4D, and 5D. Yeah. So we wrote a standardization, and how we did that is to do a baselining program. It's not, hindi baseline na ano, hindi baseline yung program. I mean, baselining nung kung nasaan na ba kami ngayon in terms of 3D, 4D, and 5D. Ano ba yung kailangan naming i-improve to get to the point na gusto namin? Yan. So that is how we did our standardization. And then I think the resistance to change, I think that's part of the training, and also the technical complexity. Ayan. And limited expertise. So this is like, kasi I think ang pinakamahirap na hurdle into doing 4D is the resistance to change. Ayan, to resistance to change. Kasi nga more on, kasi nga construction is an old industry now. And then that are the ways of doing a construction project is doing traditional pa, no? So, and konti lang, not all, hindi naman konti, a lot na din. A lot na din is embracing the technologies or technologies like what 4D BIM can benefit them. Yeah. So, and I think, yeah, I think just reaching out to people and maybe show them like what can a 4D model, ano ba magagawa mo sa 4D model, no? Anong output ang magagawa niya sa 4D model? So that can be an answer to your resistance to change. Okay. Ano pa ba? Okay, then step 6. So maybe this would be like in a actual project, or yeah, in an actual project, no? So keep on improving. You will have like a continuous improvement on what you are currently doing, no? Kasi minsan halimbawa, you did it on a method A. Pero halimbawa, minsan may makikita ka pa na may malalaman ka pa na mas madaling solusyon, no? So you will just keep on improving. Kasi nga, I would say like it's difficult then. It's difficult to handle a project with a lot of data. Yung data talaga yung paano mo makukuha yung mga data na yun, paano mo makokollect yung mga data na yun, and come up with an outcome that will benefit the project. How will that outcome help the project managers to make a decision? Ayan. So yun yung mga, I would say like yun yung mga yun yung mga output from a 4D model. As a project management tool, no? That is, yun yung talagang sinasabi ko na na use 4D as a project management tool, not just for visualization. Okay, I think this is the last. Ayun. Oops, sorry. Ayun. So step 7. So adapting with evolving technology. I think Doc Elvin already mentioned earlier yung mga AI, mga ganyan. So that would, I think that is not just the future of 4D, but the future of construction, no? So meron tayong mga cloud-based solution, yung mga sinasabi ni Doc Elvin kanina na cloud-based, yung mga, I think I was also able to have a hands-on training of the Oracle OPC Cloud, or Oracle Primavera Cloud, no? So that is one like a cloud-based solution currently in the market, no? I'm not sure if you have seen like VR and AR, may mga VR HoloLens, or yung bago sa Apple ngayon, yung mga vision glasses, ganun. Ayan, yung mga data analytics, artificial intelligence, ayan, industry 4.0 technologies, yung mga IoT, Internet of Things. Ayan. So this is not a a future of 4D, but we'll say 4D, future of construction. But since I repeatedly say that 4D is a project management tool, so we need to like adapt into this evolving technology. Okay. Ayan. The future of 4D. Yeah. Ayan. So ano pang mga bago or mga future trends in terms of 4D, no? So dynamic visualization, data integration, simulation and analysis, collaboration and communication. So in terms of dynamic visualization, so 1, 2, and 3. So this is what I mentioned earlier, that how would you collect all of those data, no? And use it in a 4D model, and then create an output from that 4D model for the benefit of the project, no? And from that output, then you can use that 4D model as terms of as a means of communication with your project team, no? And then yeah. Ayan, I think just keep up with the different construction technologies that would come up, no? So yeah, yung IoT, Internet of Things, AR, VR, no? So meron mga bawa sa site nga namin yun, no? So may dala-dala kami na iPad, no? So you would point like your iPad in a specific part of the project, tapos may QR code dun sa project namin. Then makikita niyo na yung parang model, BIM model na nasa iPad nyo. Then once you roam around yung gamit nyo yung iPad nyo, then parang naka-embed yung BIM model sa actual na project site, no? So that is augmented reality. Then virtual reality is yung may mga glasses. Yan. AI is yung mga predictive analytics based on the data that you have gathered. Okay. So 4D can be used to transform project management. Why? Because you can enhance planning and scheduling. Yung accuracy of a program can be, you can use 4D to improve that. Yung risk mitigation is, you can do that in the early stages of the project. Cost optimization, and again, improve communication and collaboration. So these are all part of a project management, which is project management is a traditional way of doing things. I mean, and then you will just add on like a 4D model or a 3D model, 5D, 4D, 5D model, just to transform a project, just to transform your ways of how to manage your project. Yeah. Next is enhancing construction. I think future, how we're seeing the 4D into your construction. Enhancing construction efficiency by improved coordination, no? Reduce the errors and delays, streamlined workflow, enhance quality control. So this is, kung mapapansin nyo, no, this is not just the future of 4D is not hindi siya masyadong technical, but more on how you manage things, you know? Kasi because of the transparency that a 4D model can give your project. And then I think uso na din ngayon yung pagiging sustainable project, sustainable construction. Yung ano bang tawag dun? I'm not sure if you have heard or if you were aware of like yung mga concrete CO2 emissions na CO2 emissions na from a project. So that minsan nako-compute nila yon. For example, in a program, ano yung ano do, ano yung
Carbon.
yung mga concrete task nyo, yung mga concrete na activities nyo sa project. Was that leveled was that leveled properly, no? Kasi minsan yung mga meron na din kasing software, no, na input mo lang yung P6 program mo into that software. And then mako-compute na niya yung carbon emission ng project na yon. And then I think how they do that is through resources na din, ano. If your program is resource loaded with like a concrete resource, then they can compute that. Ayan. So I think with how you would like pretty manage your program or how yung pag-visualize nyo dun sa sequences of work. You can, kung tama ba yung pag-sequence nyo ng work, or kung siguro maybe for example for like a certain month mataas yung carbon emission niya, no, kasi madaming concreting works doon. Maybe you can distribute or i-level nyo yung mga yung activities na yun, just to have maybe hindi mag-peak yung concrete works. I hope you get what I mean. Ayan. So the future of construction, no? Automated construction. I think have you heard about prefabrication or yung mga assembly works?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I think sa Singapore, meron dun yung mga TFMA, no? Ay mga precast, mga ganun, or yung mga modular na mga panels, mga ganun. So that is like prefabrication. Kasi para yung productivity is mag-increase na din. So they're doing like that prefab or modular construction. Okay. Then digital twins, as I mentioned earlier, yung client namin sa Hong Kong is, yun nga, they demonstrated the digital twin as how you would construct the project, no? Hindi yung how you would see the end product of the project. So how you would construct, yun yung digital twin. So marami kasing definition of digital twin, no? So wala talaga siyang parang defined. Maybe when you are in construction, you have a different definition of digital twin. Kung ikaw ay client or ikaw yung owner ng project, maybe you would have a different definition of digital twin. Ayan. Smart cities. So ito naman yung how everything is connected within a certain location. So this is how I understand smart city, no? Yung mga IoT, mga information na nakukuha nyo in a location or sabihin natin in a task or in a work zone sa construction, yun yung I would say like smart city, no? Pero kapag smart city kasi, halimbawa, ano man tawag? Siguro sabihin natin halimbawa yung sa Singapore kasi yung smart city nila, meron silang mga information about yung mga sa heat, kung ano mga buildings yung mga nagre-release ng heat, mga ganon. So yun yung smart how they define smart city. Yes, Herbert. Yeah. Okay, so I think this is wrong. So this should not be future 4D BIM, but this is already the last part of the presentation, which is the key takeaways. Oops. Key takeaways of the presentation, no? So, so I think para makapag-start kayo ng 4D for your 4D journey, just remember the benefits, no? I think you will have like a better communication with your project. Then you can always by using 4D, you would reduce risk of errors or just general risk in your project. Then you'll have faster completion because of increased efficiency and improved quality of works. Yeah. Then always embrace for the future. No? I think the future is already here. I think matagal nang dumating yung future. Just embrace it. And then, I think sabi ni Doc Elvin kanina, no? So, just learn as you go, no? So, kung may mga pagkakataon na makapag-aral kayo ng mga trainings, makapag-attend kayo ng mga webinars like this, just grab that, no? Ayan, kasi marami kayo talagang matututunan. And, oops. And I think because most of us, I think most of us has an experience of project management, no? So maybe you can also be a influencer of 4D if you are able to get a chance on how to do 4D. Yeah, no. Maybe you can start by attending a training on a software or a 4D. And then maybe if you have like a small project, just experiment on it. Then integrate workflow. Yun nga, sabi ko kanina, you work something on method A, then you just work, then pag-aralan mo ng pag-aralan, then meron pa palang mas madaling method. So that's just how things to do. Yung wag ka lang maging stuck up. And then construct the future, you know. Always embrace change, you know. And then just always have an open mind, you know, on things, on just learn. So and then teamwork, work together. I mean, 4D is not just a visual, but you can use a 4D model to communicate, you know. And then yeah, just deliver excellence, no? I mean, you can always think, because we are project managers, I mean, may mga project management experience tayo, no? So we have, and mga Filipino tayo, no? And we always strive for the best results. Diba? I hope you agree. And I think that concludes my presentation. And thank you po so much. I'm not sure kasi nagkakaroon ako ng trouble sharing my screen, ano. So I was actually wanted to share like yung method of how to do a 4D model maybe from the start. But maybe next time na lang siguro. Ayun. Okay.
Okay. Salamat po. Maraming salamat po, Ma'am April. Palakpakan naman po natin si Ma'am April. Pati na rin po si Sir Elvin. Palakpakan naman po natin. Maraming salamat po at ang dami naming natutunan. Napakaganda nitong 4D BIM. Totoo lang, magagamit talaga siya for this planning, lalo na sa pagre-report.
Hindi siya yata
Okay.
idalhin sa bangko para mangutang eh.
Ha?
Ano ba? Loan ba yan? Loan?
Sir, hindi ko na-get. Okay, Mr. President,
Yes po.
kayo na po ang mag-award kay ma'am.
Okay, naka-online na ba ako?
Naka-online ako.
Nandiyan nakikita na mukha ko?
Question lang po.
Oh,
Sige
question.
po.
Sige, question mo. Question mo na.
Actually, may mga questions dun sa Chat.
Sige nga po. Sagot po muna kayo ng question. Total, maaga pa naman.
gising pa po ba lahat? Siguro gising pa.
Sige.
Okay. Office mate ko pala to, si EJ Palip. So, Navisworks versus Synchro, what is better? As consultants, is it a must for us to be equipped with 4D modeling? Is there a reduction in cost by how much using BIM-based management, since integrating BIM in the design and construction requires additional cost versus the conventional way? I think no. Navisworks, first question, Navisworks versus Synchro. I would prefer Synchro. Kasi Synchro is also a scheduling program. So, pwede kang gumawa din ng program, na-import mo dun yung P6 program mo, and yung mga resources mo, yung mga user fields mo in P6. So, nababasa yun ng Synchro. So, I would prefer Synchro. As consultant, is it a must for us to be equipped with 4D modeling? I think yes. I think yes. So, as I mentioned, well, yung client ka namin, yung owner of the project, is also equipped with 4D. So, I think because I think I know how you would do things, no, EJ. Because you are also part of project management. So, I think and yung in-oversee nyo yung project, no, in construction. I think it would be better if you would be aware or you got a hands-on on 4D. Then yung third question, is there a reduction in cost and by how much using BIM-based management since integrating BIM in the design? I think
Mahal.
yun nga kasi ang perspective ng karamihan, no, mahal kapag nag-transform ka sa BIM. But in reality, kung titingnan mo yung mga software, may mga software solutions na nag-o-offer ng hindi ganun ka mahal. So it's like you weigh the benefits and the cost, no? But I think yung costly sa mga software is yung training. But after that training, okay na siguro yung yeah. I think cost, I mean, kapag naumpisahan mo nang mag-transform into BIM, parang magtutuloy-tuloy na yan, and magiging parang, well, the cost is still there, but yeah, I think just weigh the cost and the benefits. For me, I think in our projects, no, kasi may mga nakukuha kami ng mga enterprise agreements with the software companies. So, mas nakakamura kami pagdating sa ganon. Okay. So, may mga solutions din naman yung mga software providers para hindi rin mabigat yung cost pagdating sa inyo. Okay. Question?
Next question.
What?
Yeah,
Next is yung kay Sir Marvin. What you recommend what 4D app can use? I think personally for me, Synchro yung preferred ko. So I think there are three 4D capable softwares na that can handle project management well. Yung Synchro, Bexel, and yung Asta Power Project. But I think for me is, kasi yung Synchro, yung customer support nila is very helpful sila, no? Kahit anong itanong ko, as in, palagi silang may sagot, or kapag hindi pa capable yung Synchro na ganun, sasabihin din naman nila. Yun. Ayan, so Synchro, sa akin. Next,
May nag-raise na hand si Alfonso. Alfonso, nandiyan, no?
Ma'am,
Okay.
yung kapag nag-schedule po ba kayo, ginagamit nyo na direkta kay 4D Synchro or nag-i-import pa po kayo ng file from other scheduling software? Ano po ba mas maganda?
Sa akin, kasi sa mga projects namin, so may planner pa din talaga. So sila yung gumagawa ng P6 program. So then yung P6 program na yun lang yung ini-incorporate ko sa Synchro. But pero you can always, kasi kaya namin ginagawa yung ganon, kasi required pa din sa mga projects na mag-submit ng P6 program. So kailangan pa din namin gawin yung program sa P6. And then, though pwede ka naman gumawa ng program sa Synchro, ayun, dahil nga sa requirement. Dahil nga sa
Pero
requirement.
pag kayo po, ma'am, sa tingin niyo po okay na siya irekta na sa Synchro 4D lahat?
Pwede
Ano po
naman.
mas prefer niyo?
Kung ako, mas prefer ko, I prefer either way. Kasi una, P6 planner, P6 user talaga ako. So I can easily create a program in P6. And then, siguro ang difference is, gagamitin ko yung Synchro as a scheduled program kung gagawin ko siya as a model-based planning. Okay. Ibig sabihin yung you can create activities based on the 3D model. Yun sana actually yung i-demonstrate ko, no? Kaso yun, kakaproblema ako about sharing. So perhaps next time na lang. So I think that would be the difference, no? If I'm going to do model-based planning, I would use Synchro. But I would always start doing program in P6 pa din talaga.
Okay po, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank
April,
you.
meron akong tanong.
Yes po.
Yung pong paano mo ini-integrate yung P6 doon sa Navis? Have you tried that?
P6 sa Navis, kasi po ang Navisworks is, so kailangan mo munang i-export yung P6 sa Excel.
And then from Excel to Navis.
Excel to
Ganon.
Navis as CSV file. Kaya mas prefer ko ang Synchro sa Navis kasi sa Synchro nare-retain niya yung relationships from P6 unlike sa Navis. Ang
Okay, kasi
nare-retain lang sa Navis is yung dates, hindi yung relationships.
Mahirap siya gawin. Masyado siyang tedious.
Yung
Kasi
hindi
dadaan
naman
pa ng Excel.
Miss
sa
April,
medyo tedious nga for me ang Navisworks.
Miss April,
Yes, sir?
si Alan. Na-mention mo mas nare-retain yung dates kaysa sa relationship, tama ba?
Sa Navisworks po. Then,
Sabagay, kahit sa totoong buhay naman, pag LDR ka, long distance relationship, talagang mayroon. Nasa yung dates, pag nakipag-dates ka.
sir, recorded, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mas okay yung relationship.
Mas okay pa yung relationships, ano?
Long lasting. Okay, may
Ma'am
question pa
April,
ba?
may another
Meron.
tanong pa po kay
Sige.
from Angelito M. Vertibo, ma'am, may effect po ba sa BIM4D ang obtaining ng preliminaries?
Preliminaries, you mean like yung beginning of the project, no?
Yes.
Yun yung ano eh, kasi I think for me, yun yung hindi pa nagagawa. Kasi kasi I would say like any activities you can link it to a 3D model. It's just how you would represent it. Kasi kadalasan na nangyayari ngayon is yung mga construction activities lang yun na nare-represent sa simulation. But I think like yung mga yung yung mga preliminaries na activities, I think you can always do some work around on how you would visualize those preliminaries in a 4D model. I think my ways. Yeah.
Yeah. Next.
Alfonso Corpus, Sir Alfonso. Ginagamit niyo po ba yung Synchro for WBS and schedule? Ay, yun na po yung question niyo kanina? Okay.
Mm-mm.
And then, Sir Marvin, what can you suggest po for those engineers and no idea sa software like Civil 3D or Revit, then rekta ng 4D software? I would say, I think just go for it po, no? Though may training ako ng Revit, hindi ko naman siya nagamit. So, ang ano ko lang nun is aware lang ako. So, hindi ko talaga siya nagamit after that training. So, ngayon ko lang talaga madalas na na-open yung Revit. So, talagang P6 ako before. And then, kapag gagawa lang ako ng 4D before, ang tawag doon, kukunin ko lang yung model from the Bing team, then bibigay lang nila sa akin. Actually, yun. Pero, I think you can just go for it. You can just go for it. What can you say? So, ayun, actually ngayon lang talaga ako nakakapag-Revit po talaga. Then basta ang importante is sa tingin ko yung team na tutulong or may dapat na tutulong sa inyo para magamay nyo din yung Revit, yung mga ganun. Kasi I think I am very lucky na din sa team namin ngayon, kasi meron silang talagang tinutulungan nila ako or tinuturuan nila ako kung paano mapadali yung paggamay ko ng Revit. So I think it's okay. It's okay lang po. It's okay
Question.
na medyo sa 4D.
Question pa. Last na siguro to. Meron pa ba? Ibang question?
Meron pa po
Mention mo na ang PICE sa Singapore is certified or trainer, parang ganun, training center ng
Bentley, opo.
Synchro. Is it right?
Ng Bentley po. Bentley.
Bentley, yes. Pwede ba kaming maka-avail ng ganun using PICE also here in Qatar?
I think so. Kasi may nag-aasikaso po sa kanila na parang may certain na tao talaga sila na nakikipag-coordinate sa Bentley to be a training partner. I think possible naman po siguro.
Pwede mo kaming ma-link doon?
Pwede
may kakilala
po ako
doon?
magtanong about PICE Qatar being a training partner.
Parang kung pwede, hindi naman ako PICE actually. Member lang ako ng PICE, pero gusto kong mag-avail ng by the way of PICE, kasi ang FPA wala naman tayong MOU doon sa PICE Singapore. So maybe the PICE Qatar, pwede silang mag-contact. I just don't know.
Sige po. Maybe tanong ko po muna sa Bentley kung ano yung requirements nila for kung paano po maging accredited trainer.
Okay. Kirin.
Okay, so wala na pong question? Okay na po?
Meron pa ba? Meron
Ano
pang
ba?
mga questions?
So,
Ano ba?
pwede niyo pong i-add si ma'am sa kanyang social media kung may mga question pa po kayo. Ma'am?
Siguro dalawa na lang to, no? Dalawang
Sige,
questions.
kung ano.
Sir Alfonso ulit.
Kung,
Sa tingin niyo po ba ma-apply si 4D for small residential projects? Yes. Pwedeng pwede. Pwede.
I mean, may standardize po siya as kagaya ng CAD. That main requirement yung CAD as document sa construction eh. Parang hindi pwedeng walang CAD eh. Do you think po ma'am in the future parang ganoon din? Requirement din sa mga owner na kailangan ko ng model nung paano niya tinayo yung bahay or small residential? Or
Siguro
sa
sa
large project lang siya ma'am?
I think siguro mas beneficial yung siguro as 4D kung ba residential yung halimbawa yung sabi ko nga na parang modular na panels yung mga ganun. I think that would where 4D would be more beneficial. But maybe in your personal use, kung gusto mong yung mansion mo, sir, gawan mo ng 4D model, sige, go. Si Maureen, 2D lang po
Okay na?
knowledge mo yan. Is it a prerequisite to learn 3D before I could jump to 4D? I think no. I think you as a planner can do 4D very easy. Ayun. Okay.
Okay na po, ma'am?
Yes,
Okay, salamat po. Maraming salamat po. Sir Orly,
Yes po.
you have the screen now?
Yes, to award the certificate. Kirin.
Wait,
Is that
i-share ko lang ang certificate ni ma'am.
Nandito na po, basahin ko na lang.
Naka-share. Okay.
Meron ako. Basahin ko na lang siya. Filipino Planning Engineers Association Certificate of Recognition Number DPE-ALT-036-2018. Certificate of Appreciation is presented to Engineer April Angela A. Santos in recognition of her invaluable contribution as speaker of the Time Machine, leveraging 4D BIM to optimize construction schedules and workflow for her knowledge, insight, and experience, which have provided great value to the participants. Given this 27th day of September 2024 at Doha, State of Qatar. Signed by myself, Engineer Orlando Cortez, as Chapter President, Engineer Rachel Joy Lutrago, Chapter 2nd Vice President, and Architect Kirin Vito Kukpa, Chairman. Yan na po.
Salamat po. Oh, okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you sa ating mga attendees. Thank you sa mga BOD. Napakaganda po ng mga shinare nyo ngayong araw. And then, yung survey po, sinend